And yesterday, Mr Speaker, my honourable friend, the member for Ogmore, asked the Prime Minister a straight yes or no if he'd ever considered the appointment of his now spouse to a government post or in any other organisation. Now, we hear that Number 10 spoke to the Times after they published an article on this. The story disappeared. There's clearly something going on, and it's clearly unethical to use a position as a very powerful person, possibly the most powerful person in the country, to get your partner a six-figure salary job. Now, the Prime Minister failed to deny this yesterday, so I'm asking the leader now. Could he advise us what conversations were had and how far was this allowed to go?
I never once heard the mention of the Prime Minister's wife getting a role ever in my political career. Ever. To be clear. So, what we saw there in the Shadow Leader's comments was anything at all she wants to talk about other than the crisis that the unions are delivering to this country as we sit here. And we look behind her at those empty benches. The reason those benches are empty is because they've all run like rats to get a train yesterday. And across the House, colleagues have had to go and get trains yesterday because of the misery the unions are pouring onto this country. And let's look at those working practices that they're trying to defend. Some of those working practices when whole teams have to go and change a socket when one person could do it, and they want 9 people to go and do it. They want a walking time that takes 1 minute to take 12 minutes. A break time, this is absolutely true, a break time starts, and if one of your managers says hello to you during that break time, then your break time has to start again because management has interrupted your break. Walking checks, when now technology exists to go and check on rail lines, so we can have cameras that check the safety of those rail lines. A very, very important job. But the unions insist that they have to be walking checks. Now, 8 rail workers have been killed on the rail lines in the last 2 years doing those walking checks when technology exists to protect those lives and to look after people on our railways. And best of all, there was a threatened strike over the replacement of a tea urn with a kettle. And that's the sort of things that these people are defending. And I would call on the Honourable Lady and her friends and their paymasters to get back round the table, talk to Network Rail, and to ease the misery that they're imposing on working people up and down this country.